Welcome back. Now what we need to do is that we need to start working on the project. So this code that I have typed is just the basic block, and it's just a way to show you how you can start by creating the first root and the first function. But now let's start creating the project. So the project is going to get and insert and update and delete movies from the database. So it's a typical API that will allow you or users or people who are going to use your application, typically uh, big corporations. These corporations and these websites need a way to get data, and they can use your API to get movies, to update movies, to delete movies, to insert movies. So this project will allow them to do all of this. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to create a route that is going to return all movies. We need to return everything. So to return everything, we need to create a new route, and we already know how to create a route. Let's now create a new route. So I'm going to create a new route. I'm going to say here app, and then I'm going to say dot get, and then forward slash. And notice here that I'm using get. Whenever we are returning everything, we use the get request. This is a rule of thumb. Whenever you need to know that whenever you are returning everything, you need to use the get request, get. And then you can here specify the type of the URL that you want to use. You can use forward slash, you can use anything you want. Preferably, you would need to use the name of the thing or things that you are returning. So in my case, I'm returning movies. Therefore, I'm going to say movies. And then the function below, we need to type or create the function that would return movies. Therefore, I'm going to say here def, and I'm not gonna be using the async because there is no need to do this to do so with this function. This function is not going to be using the async technique. Even this function hasn't used the async technique. Here I have just shown you that you can do this with the fast API, but here we don't need to use it. Now we need to create the function. So the function that would return all of the movies can be named anything. Of course, you need to be consistent, and you need to give it a meaningful name. So I'm going to say here get underscore movies. Get movies. It's just going to return everything. And then I'm going to here say return, and let's say movies. And we don't have this movie, so a let's create a variable called movies here. Movies is equal to movies, and let's here say, for example, title and title. Let's say Batman, and let's say also year. So this movies array will return only one single movie. Let me save. Let's now test. Let me here refresh. And if I refresh, as you can see now here, this docs that's provided by the Fast API will list out all of the URLs that you have. So we have two URLs. We have the main URL, and we have this URL which would return this get all movies. So this is going to return all of the movies. Let's check this out. Let me open it. And if you open it, as you can see, it says here successful response, application JSON, string schema. So it's the response is successful. And in order to check the data that has been returned, which is in our case it's a movies array here with objects or dictionary, you need to click try it out. If you click on try it out and then execute, this is going to return the data. Here, as you can see, it says response body. The response body is an array of objects, and in our case we only have one object, which is this object which returns title and year. And the response header is content length 32, content type application JSON, and the date everything has been returned. So this is how you can implement your first URL, which is returning movies. Here in our case we are returning movies. You can add, of course, another object to show you. Let me show you. For example, here I'm going to say title, and then I'm going to say Joker, and then let's say year 2022, for example. Let me here refresh and execute. So if you execute, as you can see now, you are going to get two objects. Here, this is the first object, and this is the second object.